Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we got a brief Saturday report from the Saturday scrimmage that took place. Some of the things that we heard coming out of the scrimmage. There were a couple of guys hurt. We'll talk about those guys. There were a couple of guys that participated, but from what I'm told, there wasn't a whole lot of hitting going on. There wasn't a whole lot of popping going on, due to the fact that the team is somewhat injured in some areas, and we'll talk about some of those guys. It's no secret. Coaches already have kind of confirmed that, put that information out. So we'll talk about some of that. But and I think even Zach Branch, I think he played a little bit, but I think he didn't play just a whole lot. But Zach Branch is Zach Branch. We already know that he's going to be the guy that's going to move and groove. But they were in the Coliseum. But there's some superstars that I think that are being birthed with this USC football program. I think USC some guys have an opportunity to really get out there and shine and move and groove. And so I want to talk about some of those guys that have been shining and someone that could possibly emerge as being that guy, man. So let's get ready to look at some of this information real quick, and let's go. So one of the guys that, I can confirm that is really just shining in this spring practice in spring and has taken full advantage of checking into school early, right after high school, is a guy like Marcelles Williams. Marcelles Williams, he had a pick last week and I think the week before, and Marcelles Williams is still continuing to move and groove to another level. He did have another interception, and Lincoln Riley was even asked about him. How is Marcelles Williams performing? Does he have opportunity to start? And when asked if he could start, Lincoln Riley said, for sure he does. Yeah, I think every day he does. We don't limit that to just underclassmen or anything like that. So, this guy is really moving. And the way it looks right now, and we'll talk about some of the guys that are injured, Marcelles Williams is taking full advantage of not only guys who are being injured, but guys that are absolutely maybe just kind of not playing all the way up to their potential. I think Marcelles Williams is a guy that would not surprise me if a guy like him is absolutely going to get in there and moving. And then when you're talking about a guy like Marcelles Williams, this is him in the All-American game, but this doesn't come by no shock or no surprise. You guys know he has great pedigree. His family comes from a great family. Marcelles Williams shows the coverage ability, and this is why I said that our class is one of the most underrated class, because you got a guy like Marcelles Williams who already knew how to cover. He played in the Trinity League, it all the way equipped him, prepared him for battle. He's battle tested. So you're talking about a kid that already knows how to play, essentially being a lockdown corner. He just has it. He has the instincts. He has it, and we saw this. Of course, you guys know we did a film review on him once he committed. But Marcelles Williams, this is nothing new to him. This is somebody that he's always been. And I said, I thought that he would be the best one. All the brothers, all of them were good, but Marcelles Williams just appeared to have that it factor as well. And he seems to be a little bit taller, and he just has every attribute that you would like to have from a kid playing a cornerback position. So, to see someone like him maybe get in there and be a starter, man, that wouldn't surprise me at all, man. You guys will drop those comments. Is this a surprise to you? Marcelles Williams continues to have interceptions, and if you see a guy performing like this, do you keep him on the sideline? Absolutely not. You guys know that there are some guys that are injured. We'll talk about that real quick as well. You guys also know that we've talked about this briefly. John Humphreys has been nursing an injury, had a brief minor surgery, so he's out. He was projected to be one of the starting cornerbacks, so that's now giving a guy like Marcelles Williams to just step up and be that guy that can kind of fulfill that. And we saw it once again this past Saturday in the spring scrimmage, that Marcelles Williams is absolutely able to move and groove. So we hope that John Humphrey gets back. We know that DeCarlos Nicholson is one of those guys as well. There was a picture that surfaced. We'll talk about that briefly. One of the coaches put that up from Saturday scrimmage. Actually, I think it was a recruit that put that up, but it's all over Twitter. And you can kind of see a lineup. I can't make too much out of it. I could see DeCarlos Nicholson at one corner, but based upon the conversation from Lincoln Riley, kind of confirm that was Marcelles Williams on that other side, but I can't. The picture is so. Let's take a look at it. So this is the picture that one of the recruits put up, and I can't really. It's so small, I can't really make out, but I do know that it's the Carlos Nicholson on that corner, and then you see Prophet Brown, and we'll talk about why Prophet Brown is there right now. Is he going to be a starter? I don't know. One of the other the guys that are injured is a guy like Jalen Smith. We'll talk about him. But as far as the defensive tackle guys, I can confirm that Bear Alexander was not in the scrimmage on this past Saturday. I was told that he didn't. He's still kind of nursing the injury, so he did not play. So who are those two guys in the middle? I have absolutely no idea. So you can kind of see some guys that were in there playing, and you did see Eason Mascarenas Arnold, and you did see Mason Cobb out there if you look at that picture closely. But yes, I think Marcelles Williams was on that other side with the Carlos Nicholson, and of course you see Jamil Muhammad there as well. But so you guys hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think about this brief little lineup. But Prophet Brown is getting an opportunity as well. He's kind of in the same boat as Marcelles Williams as far as that opportunity coming when a guy is injured, because you guys know that this guy, Jalen Smith, is the guy that's projected to be the actual nickelback. Jalen Smith, big time. He's a veteran now. He's a guy that can get in there and move and groove, has a lot of experience as far as the nickelback position. But here it is again, though. You have guys that are injured, and I fully expect Jalen Smith to be in there once he gets back, because Jalen Smith just has that it factor. But Prophet Brown, once again, he does play corner as well, though. Prophet Brown does play that. But I fully expect Jalen Smith to get back in there. But listen, who knows? When injuries always set you back. It happened, you guys remember, to Gary Bryant Jr. It happened to a lot of guys that they just kind of got not lost in the sauce per se, just off the face of the earth, but they just kind of got lost in the sauce as, like, when an injury came up, other guys stepped up and they were able to get that position. But as I stated, Bear, he was kind of nursing the injury, so he did not see the field. So I fully expect him, once he gets back, we kind of limited. But I did hear Lincoln talk about Elijah Hughes, and he also talked about Nate Clifton. Nate Clifton has been having a phenomenal time this past spring, and Nate Clifton is a guy that I fully expect. Now Nate Clifton is right around, I think, he's a transfer from Vanderbilt. He's right around 291 pounds, so I fully expect him to get in there and move and groove as well. So, I think our defensive line is going to be okay. I fully expect to go ahead and get somebody in the portal so USC can have some type of depth as it relates to that. And so is Bear Alexander going to play in the spring game? I'm not sure, but I know he didn't play this past Saturday. Also, Kamari Ramsey at the safety position, he seems to be taking just full command of that safety position out there. And I think Akili Arnold is out there with him as well. So those seem to be, as this thing continues to go, we'll fully find out this weekend coming up, how it's going to look as far as the starters. But right now, things are beginning to come together. They're beginning to piece together a little bit better. And I think you can kind of see exactly what's what. But I do, as I stated, it's hard to kind of tell what's what, given the fact that there are so many guys that are kind of nursing injuries right now. So you just kind of want to keep that in the mind, keep that into play as to what USC is going to put out there this upcoming Saturday. As far as recruiting goes, Noah McHale, big time linebacker from Laverne, state of California, one of those guys. He was out there, and I think, he had a great visit, and it looks like, things went well. We don't know which way he's leaning, one way or the other. But look, man, Matt Inch, of course, he was there with him. Deontai Lynn, he was there with them as well. So everything just appeared to be kind of moving and grooving, and hopefully momentum is shifting toward USC with Noah McHale. He's one of those linebackers that we absolutely don't want us, to kind of slip out of our hands, man. So, look, those are the news and note items that I have for you guys. But drop those comments. What are your thoughts on Marcelles Williams? Does he have an opportunity to get out there and start, man? Is he a surprise? Is he a shocker to all of you guys?